Hello folks and welcome back. I'm just doing the job of finishing the last 6 containers of the Charlottes. I think this is number 3. I've got another 3 to do, and that's all the Charlottes done. In about another 2 or 3 weeks time I'll then be doing the 6 containers of the Manure. So sun's shining, I'll just get these finished. Well, that's another job crossed off the list. 6 more containers of Charlotte done. So there's only the sidepost to do now. Just giving these a damping down, put some straw on the top, and I think this mesh is big enough to cover the whole batch. I'm in the greenhouse now. Time to have a clear out. The Vegepods have done their job very well this year, so I'm going to strip these down and break the sides down and that. And in place I'll be putting a capillary watering system for my peppers and chilies, which I'll be doing as a separate video over a period of time. So the first job is now, say, take these down. I'm going to sort the peppers out, which has made the cut and which haven't, and then create a bit of space. I've put the chilies and the peppers out here. Say some of them have gone past it, gone too leggy, but others I'll be able to use in the greenhouse borders. So that's the Vegepods packed away for this year. I must say they've done another sterling job. I've got 3 what I call the large double ones there. They're probably 1200 by 600, and each one of these is a single layer. So there's 2 layers on each Vegepod. And as you can see, they really pack away quite small. That on the end is a single layer from the half size one, it's about 600 square. My peas are ready for planting out now, so I've just sown another 2 gutters of First Green Shaft. My friend has kindly again given me the use of his greenhouse because they seem to germinate very fast in here. Well, hopefully we've turned the corner now, so I'm going to bite the bullet a bit, and as I said before, I'm going to plant some peppers and that in there. This one here is called Beauty Bell. It's gone a bit leggy, but not to worry. I'm going to take these seed leaves off, plant it quite deep. So I'll just find it roughly in the middle, go down. So this is going down more or less into the sump, so it'll be all right. Just whack a bit of mycorrhizal into the hole. And pop him in. This is the 4th of 4. As I said, this one's called Beauty Bell. Over the back there we've got our favourite one, well, quite popular one, the California Wonder. I think this one's called Basket of Fire, and that one's called Long Slim. I'm going to leave them for a while to get the roots down, and then probably add a bit of a cane as supporting for later on. So I'll water them in, put the cover down. I'm going to leave the cover on, although it's warm, just to generate a bit of heat into the soil, and then we'll see how they go. With the days getting better now, I'm thinking about sowing my carrots in the near future. But what I want to do first is get some moisture deep into these beds, because the last thing I want to do is have to start watering between sowing and the seeds germinating. So I'm going to give these a good soaking. I'm a little bit late sorting the bed plan out for this year. I've just done a quick sketch, and I think in here I'm going to try and get all my potatoes in all together. I think there's going to be 18 tubs, 18 containers. I'll see how that goes first, and if need be I can move them probably 6 into the next bed and all. So what I'm going to do at the moment is just give this a quick weed, get all the surface weeds off, and then I'll put a good layer of manure on. And what I usually do then is bury the pots in between the manure. The rain washes the manure in and also feeds, so when the roots go out they've got something to feed on. This manure is a little bit on the fresh side, and under normal circumstances I wouldn't plant in it, but because the buckets are going to be sunk down, by the time the roots get out into the soil this will be well rotted down, so it'll be alright. It looks like another grand day in store for us. The plants are really starting to move on now, so I'm looking to get the beds prepared. And the last day or so I've been trying to patch up the sides which have rotted. I'll just show you what I've done. Saw in an earlier video that the onion bed has been done. I didn't realise how many beds had actually gone. I've got another piece of board here. I've just fixed that on there. It's about as straight as a dog's hind leg, but it'll do the job for this year. Along here, I've got a piece missing, and same on the other side of the bed. I've just got another couple of pieces of the UPVC window board. That really has come in useful. I've joined it with a few odd scraps of wood, and that'll grow across along this edge and patch that up. And I think the only remaining one is where that second piece is here. Oops. And so hopefully by the end of today I want to get these all done so I can start working on the beds. Just a quick update. Digging this channel out for the board is taking a little bit longer than I expected. As you can see from that there's quite a lot of pebbles in there. The guy who had the plot before me, he actually covered most of the paths with plastic bags, thick plastic bags, and then put the large pebbles on top. It's not helped really because it doesn't let the water go through, and it's very eco-friendly. Anyway, I'm going to persevere. Thankfully I've got my trusty mattock there, and that's making light work of it, and I'm just taking the plastic up as I come to it. And that's what I've collected so far. Well, it's been a real enjoyable day, glorious sunshine, and we've finally managed to get all the beds enclosed. So it's a bit of a patchwork, but it does the job temporarily. Another bonus of putting these boards in, fetching the soil up, is actually clear the path of all the weeds, so that's done 2 jobs in one actually. I've started to weed this now, getting all the weeds out. If you did the weeding, do it properly, they'll just chop them off at the soil level because you're only fooling yourself. The roots are still in there, so I'll take a bit of extra time and get all the roots out as well. I'll probably end up doing the other bed tomorrow, and I'll probably be weeding for the rest of the week actually, because as I said before, in the coal frame the brassicas are ready to go out, and also my onions are quite far advanced, although I want to hang on to them for another couple of weeks, but at least I can get the beds prepared, ready, and sort the nets out. So that's me done for today. I think I've done enough. I'm going to go in, have a well-earned rest, something to eat, and we'll start again tomorrow. Now that I've got the layer of manure on the bed and the temporary sides are in place, I've decided to put the potatoes into the final resting position. So far in there I'm going to have 12 containers of shallots. There's 2 different sowings of 6, and that still leaves a space here to get the final 6 containers of the sow palmyra. So in effect that's actually freed up another bed and give me some extra growing space. The way I do it is I just clear a space between the manure, more or less down to soil level, enough for the container to go in, put that down, then push the manure back up. And as I said before, what this does over the year is actually the rain and water washes all the nutrients into the soil and the potatoes feed off it. After yesterday's session, doing the beds and starting the weeding, I'm greeted by another glorious day, but rather than go straight back into weeding, I thought I'd ease in gently and do a few dahlia cuttings. This is a couple of the tubers. Surprisingly, the biggest tuber I saved from last year is just starting sprouting. It does look weedy, although the tubers are still rock solid and the compost is still moist. But there's plenty of cuttings off here. I've already taken a few. These are a bit bigger than I'd normally like, but never mind. The thing with dahlias, once you take the cuttings, they lose a lot of moisture through the stem. So they're like a very succulent stem on them. So what I've done here, I've got some sandy compost. This is Bathgate's Champions Blend, and I've added extra sand to get some nice drainage. So just pull off the leaves at the bottom, cut below a joint and pop it in. Push it down more or less to the bottom of the leaves, firm it in. Now if I'd have took these earlier in the year, I'd probably dipped those into some hormone rooting compound, because time's getting on now and the weather is actually warming up. I've not bothered, but what I'll do, once I've watered all these in, I will actually put them in the greenhouse with a propagator lid on, just to retain a bit of moisture till the roots get established. In the end, I managed to get 5 cuttings off the dahlias, which isn't too bad. There's still a few shoots coming, so hopefully I'll be able to take a few more as they develop. Looking at the bed plan, I spotted a bit of potential extra space I've got. So in preparation, I've sown some more Ferrari beans and also Blue Lake as well. So they could be popping in a space, appearing somewhere on the allotment soon. The next few days I plan on getting the onion bed ready, the alliums and also the brassicas. For the onions I've got 2 beds to do, and for the alliums there's 3. It's primarily weeding, so I won't be bothered filming that. But I will do a pH check on the brassicas in case I've got to add a touch of lime just to bring the levels right. And also the allium bed, I usually put a top dressing of superphosphates on that about a fortnight before planting it, because these onions down there I'm desperate to go out. So that's about it for this one. Once again, many thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Stay safe all, and bye for now.